Pisces, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. I am just sorting your cards out a little bit. So this will be from the 14th to the 21st of May. Your crowning card is the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is a transition card. It represents this flowing, moving on energy. There's nothing dramatic about this card. Look how still the waters are and the moon is full. There's a sense of protection around this card, but it's definitely a leaving something behind and a moving on to a new beginning. The bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands tends to be a waiting card. It's one of these cards that it's very, very optimistic and expansive energy. Although sometimes it's that sort of, I'm nearly there, but something's not quite gelling yet. Yes, I thought you were going to get this card, and it's with the Ace of Cups. Because you've got the Queen and the King of Cups together. So there's a lot of love going on for you, Pisces, this week. But with it is this can be frustrating Three of Wands, okay? So you might be waiting on news. There's not, it's almost like something's not fully coming together yet, but the Eye of God's in charge. There's this meeting of destiny because you've basically got the same card twice. The Wheel of Fortune's quite similar in the sense it's that coincidences, it's destiny, it's these planned meetings, can't be avoided. So there might be a need to detach a little bit and allow the process to unfold. And you do have the Observer card. So the Observer card would be more the Swords cards, and you've got the King and the Knight of Swords. So there might be a need to take a step back from your emotions, especially if there's a waiting game involved. I will pull you another card for clarity here, but you do start the week. You've got the King and the Queen of Swords, no, of Cups. So this is your perfect union here, this perfect love bond. I'm not sure how much it's in the feeling realm, but it's not quite moving into that union. All the feelings are there between two people who are deeply cherishing the feelings they have for each other. And it's with the Temperance card. I love the Temperance card and I love reading because it's this beautiful blending of energies. Because love reminds us that we're half human and half divine, and there's nothing greater than the energy of love to remind us of that. But Temperance might be a call to patience because the Five of Discs here, so the strange but not combination of cards, because it speaks of a great love, Pisces. But maybe there's still a separation between the two of you, okay? But the desire's there. And there's an emotional reunion. But the Five of Discs is still here, which is two people still standing a little bit outside of this light. So the light would be the Ace of Cups, the King and Queen of Cups. But there's still a separation going on, Pisces, okay? Very interesting. Virgo got quite a similar reading to this sense of a little love, but with a bit of difficulty. I'm not sure what's causing it. If it's lack of communication, it's not the lack of love, Pisces, that's causing it. But something seems to be preventing the two of yous moving into this light. I'm not sure if it's fear. One of you might not be available, otherwise married or involved with something, but something's stopping this King and Queen moving into the Temperance card. The reunion's there, the desire's there. I wonder, I just want to see who's stopping, what's stopping this 5 of discs. Yeah, the 7 of discs. Patience. This is a waiting game. Because this King and Queen want to merge. The Eye of God wants it to merge. But there's definitely waiting going on, guys. Look. And the 5, all very similar cards. It's almost something so near, but it's not quite happening yet, okay? Now, don't get frustrated. I do understand these cards and understand when you're in it. But then we get the Wheel of Fortune, okay? A bit like the Ace. This is that sort of coincidence, meeting up, planned destiny. Because the Wheel of Fortune has got a sense of a greater power being in charge, okay? The trick of life is always to trust that power. We get into trouble when we fall back on our limited sense of self and we start to worry. But that's part of the process as well, Pisces, because love includes everything. So maybe love includes the waiting as well as the finding. Your other major is the Hanged Man, which means that you've got the awareness to turn it upside down, to surrender this control, to surrender the ego, to surrender the outcome to a greater power here. Now you've got the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So I'd say the King of Swords was the Observer card. So there can be great emotional connection between two people, okay? That is absolutely evident. There's a great love flowing here. The King of Swords would ask you to take a little bit of a step backwards. So to allow the process to unfold, and actually to speak your truth. Maybe there's a conversation that needs to happen here. Because the King of Swords is the master of his mind and he's also the master of communication. So maybe that's what's need to happen. I'm going to ask for a card about what Pisces needs to do. You then get the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is someone who's rushing in here. It tends to represent rapid movement, okay? I think this is definitely going to be on the communication front, texting, emailing, communication, something's moving, because look, it comes with the Ace of Wands. This is decisive action. It's an ace, it's the birth of fire, and it's with the Empress and the Knight of Cups. So this would be moving into actualizing. Okay, the Empress is the earth goddess. She's Venus, she's Taurus, she's manifestation. The Knight of Cups is that winner and passion is being born. But you've got a really interesting week, Pisces. It's almost like there's this great love happening, okay? The King and Queen are two people who deeply cherish the bond that they have together. For some reason, this bond is either not fully in union or there's a division between the two of you. And it's causing the 5 of discs, the 7 and the 3. Being the observer means taking that, taking the higher perspective. They both rule the crown chakra, both the Hanged Man and the King of Swords, which is the higher mind, which understands that everything evolves in its own time, if we let it. It's when we fail to trust it that we fall down that rabbit hole and go into despair, stress, impatience. Rather than allow this unfolding process, he's dressed in purple and blue. He trusts divinity like the Hanged Man. But the Knight of Swords is rapid change. It's someone who's rushing into your life, basically, Pisces, or you're rushing into their life. And from that comes the birth of passion, the Empress, and the Knight of Cups. I'm going to ask, okay, what's preventing this relationship is the Three of Swords. So it might be one of you are already involved, and that needs to unfold itself. This is also belief systems around your emotions, where it can be, I'm not good enough. You know, the usual stories, Pisces, that our society teach us about our worth, okay? Past heartache that's etched its way into your heart. This is a love bond happening, okay? The issue is divine timing. And when we're not trusting divine timing, we're going into, going into that ego part of us that wants it, and it wants it now. And if it doesn't happen now, it's a feeling that life's not happening. We go into that orphan state, because this is happening. Four of Wands. I think the key is that Three of Swords. Its additional meaning is sometimes being involved with someone who's not totally karmically free, or you're not karmically free to go there. I'm going to pull you an additional guidance card. Yeah, okay. Oh, you never get. First of all, you get orphaned, then followed by blessed. So orphaned would be this card and this card. That feeling that something's not happening. And blessed is that movement into divine union. The message seems to be, Pisces, that this is happening. And it's happening in divine timing, not in your timing. Which is the same for everything in this known universe. The ego only thinks it's in charge, Pisces. Okay? Be that observer. Take a bit of a detached stance and try and see the bigger picture unfolding. Okay, Pisces, loads of love. Bye.